Now, let's look at the registrars in Nigeria. Currently, there are more than 19 licensed registrars in Nigeria, but only 19 manage companies listed on the NGX. Today's focus will be on these 19, which handle all share records and dividend payments for publicly listed companies. Hello, and welcome back to the Nigerian Investor Podcast. I'm your host, Mudi, and today we're shining a spotlight on one of the most underrated players in the capital markets. In episode 45, we talked about the key players in the Nigeria capital market ecosystem. But in this episode, we are zooming in on one of those players that every investor should know, the registrar. The goal is simple: to create a reference guide for investors who might need to contact the registrar of any listed company. This information is often scattered across the internet, so we've made a conscious effort to aggregate and compile it into one episode. Have you ever wondered who records your share transactions? Who pays your dividends? Who organizes those annual general meetings and emergency general meetings? If you said me, you are halfway right, because registrars handle all of that and more. So grab your notebook as we do a deep dive into the registrars. Simply put, the registrars are the backstage crew of the capital market in Nigeria. Sadly, not all registrars are efficient. Some have turned delay into an art form. And yes, we're going to name names later in the episode. Registrars are responsible for data management, keeping accurate records of all share transactions, dividend payments, processing and sending your dividend payouts, corporate actions, organizing AGMs, EGMs, bonus issues, right issues, etc. And they are also involved in share transfers and probate, transferring shares due to sale, gifting, or inheritance. Dematerialization. This is the process of converting physical share certificates into electronic form. In other words, without registrars, there would be no order, no payouts, and no proof of ownership in our capital markets. Next, let's quickly look at some of the specific functions of the registrars in details. First, dematerialization. Remember those old paper share certificates? Those days are fading fast. We are now in a fully digital era, and your registrar is the gateway to that transformation. Why dematerialize? Faster corporate actions, real-time portfolio tracking, and reduce risk of loss, theft, or forgery. These are some of the reasons why any shareholder with paper share certificate should consider dematerializing them. How do you go about this dematerialization process? The first step is to obtain a dematerialization form from your registrar. Then submit your physical share certificate in addition to a valid identification to your stockbroker or directly to your registrar. After submitting those documents, wait for your electronic confirmation of allocation, otherwise known as e-certificate. This is your digital proof of ownership. The other function of registrar that I would like to talk about in detail is how to complete your e-dividend mandate form. Visit your registrar's website and download the form. Fill in your details, such as your full name, your signature, and your passport, including the companies whose shares you own. Submit via email, your bank branch, or online. Some registrars now support full e-submission. That is, you have to do everything on the website. Alternatively, use the Securities and Exchange Commission's e-dividend portal. The link is in the show notes below. However, it is important to note that some investors, especially users of fintech platforms like Trove, Bamboo, and others, they receive dividends automatically without completing the e-mandate form. Even some direct brokerage clients report getting paid without it. The inconsistency in enforcement is a major issue. Personally, I believe requiring an e-mandate form is redundant. because every investor's BVN and NIN are already linked to their brokerage and bank accounts. These unique identifiers should be sufficient to ensure dividend payments. Regulators need to revamp this outdated process to make dividend collection seamless for all investors. The next function of the registrar that I would like to talk about before we go in full swing is the drip. And no, not the hospital kind of drip. We're talking about the dividend reinvestment plan, a system that allows you to automatically reinvest your dividend payments into more shares instead of receiving cash. It is a simple but powerful compounding strategy. While still emerging in Nigeria, some registrars already support it. Always ask your registrar if drip is available for your company. Now, let's look at the registrars in Nigeria. Currently, there are more than 19 licensed registrars in Nigeria. Only 19 manage companies listed on the NGX. Today's focus will be on these 19, which handle all share records and dividend payments for publicly listed companies. I will list this company in alphabetical orders. Number 1 is Africa Prudential Registrars. 2 is APE Capital Registrars, Atlas Registrars Limited, Cardinal Stone Registrars Limited, Carnation Registrars Limited, formerly known as Main Street Bank Registrars. Others include Centurion Registrars Limited, Cordros Registrars Limited, Coronation Registrars Limited, Crescent Registrars Limited, formerly known as EDC, Datamass Registrars Limited, First Registrars and Investor Services Limited, Greenish Registrars and Data Solutions Limited, Laslots Registrars Limited, Lighthouse Registrars Limited, Meristem Registrars and Probate Services, PAC Registrars and Investor Services Limited. The rest include Pace Registrars Limited, Unity Registrars Limited, and Veritas Registrars Limited. For the rest of this episode, I will go through each registrar in alphabetical order and list all the listed companies they manage. Number 1, Africa Prudential Registrars. The companies they manage include Abe Mortgage Bank PLC, African Prudential PLC, Bricklinks African PLC, Boa Cement PLC, Boa Foods PLC, CAP PLC, that is Chemical and Allied Products PLC. Others include Champions Breweries PLC, Ordained McCall PLC, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, Jais Bank PLC, Living Trust Mortgage Bank Nigeria PLC, SCOA PLC, Transnational Corporation International, otherwise known as Transcorp PLC, Transcorp Hotels PLC, Transcorp Power PLC. The rest include UAC of Nigeria PLC, UBA PLC, United Capital PLC, and VFD Group PLC. Number 2 is APE Capital Registrars. The companies they manage include Unicel Interlinked Nigeria Limited, International Breweries Nigerian PLC, Lasaco Assurance PLC, Linkage Assurance PLC, Mutual Benefit Assurance PLC, NCRO Nigerian PLC, NEM Insurance PLC, Red Star Express PLC, Skyway Aviation Handling Company, otherwise known as SACO, and the Initiates PLC. The third registrar is Atlas Registrars. The companies they manage include Honeywell Flour Mills Nigerian PLC and Northern Nigerian Flour Mills PLC. Number 4 is Cardinal Stone Registrars Limited. If you hold shares in any of the following companies, Cardinal Stone is your go-to registrar. Beta Glass PLC, FCMB Group PLC, Guinea Insurance PLC, Lafarge Africa PLC, also known as WAPCO, Livestock Feeds PLC, Morrison Industries PLC. Others include Nigerian Aviation Handling Company PLC, otherwise known as NACO, Nigerian Police Force Microfinance Bank PLC, Okomu Oil Palm PLC, Premier Paints PLC, currently suspended by the NGX for non-compliance, Royal Exchange PLC, Total Energies Marketing Nigeria PLC. Number 5 is Carnation Registrars Limited, formerly known as Main Street Bank Registrars. They are managing the following companies: African Alliance Insurance PLC, currently suspended by the NGX. Golden Guinea Breweries PLC, also suspended by the NGX. Multiverse Mining and Exploration PLC. Omatech Ventures PLC, and Universal Insurance PLC. Number 6 is Centurion Registrars Limited. They manage only one listed company, and that is Union Deacon Salt PLC. Number 7 is Cordros Registrars Limited. If you hold shares in any of these companies, you will be dealing with Cordros. Capital Hotel PLC, currently suspended. C&I Leasing Nigerian PLC. CWG, otherwise known as Computer Warehouse Group. Ella Lakes PLC, and Mikio Industries PLC. Number 8 is Coronation Registrars. I think Coronation Registrars is one of the best registrars in the Nigeria capital market. They manage several companies, and they include Access Holdings PLC, ICO Insurance PLC, Airtel Africa PLC, Arade Holdings PLC, Cavitin Offshore Support Group PLC, Dangote Cement PLC. Others include Mark Nichols Consolidated PLC, MTN Nigerian Communications PLC, Nigeria Infrastructure Debt Fund, NIDF, Runshares Global Resources PLC, and Wapik Insurance PLC. This is also known as Coronation Insurance PLC, and it is a sister company to Coronation Registrars. Number 9, we have Crescent Registrars Limited, also known as EDC Registrars. They manage the following listed companies: Afromedia PLC, currently suspended, QTs PLC, and Sunu Assurances Nigerian PLC. Number 10, we have Datamass Registrars Limited. They handle several top tier firms, and they include AXA Mansard Insurance PLC, Guaranteed Trust Holding Company, that is GTCO, Legend Internet Limited, Nigerian Exchange Group, that is the NGX itself, and Seplat Energy PLC. Number 11 is First Registrars and Investor Services Limited. This is one of the prominent registrars handling a wide range of listed firms. However, they are one of the worst registrars as far as the capital market is concerned in Nigeria. They are very unresponsive when you try to contact them, and they are inhumane. And the saddest part is that they manage some top companies listed in the exchange. Because of their nonchalant attitude, I tend not to invest in companies that are managed by first registrars, which is very sad because there are some good companies there. But I don't want to face that headache of trying to get in touch with my registrars and they will be non-responsive. Some of the companies they manage include ABC Transport PLC, that is Associated Bus Company, ASO Savings and Loan PLC, currently suspended, Austin Lax and Company PLC, currently undergoing restructuring, Cadre Nigerian PLC, Shams PLC, Deep Capital Management and Trust PLC. This company is under the listed watch list. However, the company is still being actively traded on a daily basis. So be careful. Fidelity Bank PLC. Others include Standard Alliance, currently suspended, Julie Pharmacy PLC, Len Africa PLC, MROS Oil Nigerian PLC. This company recently moved to the NASD, which is a lower tier of the capital markets in Nigeria, where you can also buy and trade stocks. Others include Nigeria Breweries PLC, Orlando PLC, Presco PLC, Prestige Assurance PLC, PZ Cousin Nigerian PLC, ROAK Unity Petroleum PLC, or you can say RAC Unity Petroleum PLC, and UPDC Real Estate Investment Trust. Number 12, we have Greenish Registrars and Data Solutions Limited. They manage the following listed companies: Aluminium Extrusion Industries PLC, Shelarams PLC, EcoBank Transnational Incorporated ETI, EcoCorp PLC, currently suspended, Entana PLC, Ikeja Hotels, John Oates PLC, Julius Baja Nigerian PLC, Maya Paints PLC, Nestle Nigerian PLC, Nigerian Enamelware PLC, Triple G and Company PLC, Union Homes Reinvestment Trust Unilever Nigeria PLC, University Press PLC, and Wema Bank PLC. Number 13 is Lancelot Registrars Limited. They currently manage Industrial and Medical Gases Nigeria PLC, formerly known as BOC Gases. Number 14 is Lighthouse Registrars Limited. Handle Cornerstone Insurance PLC. And number 15, we have Meristem Registrars and Probate Services, a versatile registrar managing the following companies: Baja Paints Nigerian PLC, Corn Oil Nigerian PLC, Custodian Investment PLC, E-Transant International PLC, Fitsin Healthcare PLC, First Holding Company PLC. Others include FTN Cocoa Processors PLC, Geregu Power PLC, Multitrex Integrated Foods PLC, currently suspended, NASCON Allied Industries PLC, Namet International Pharmaceuticals PLC, Regency Alliance Insurance PLC, RT Briscoe PLC, Smart Products Nigeria Limited, Sovereign Trust Insurance PLC, Tantalizer PLC, Thomas Wyatt Nigeria PLC, also known as Apex Me. They produce the popular notebook. If you know, you know. PDC PLC. Note, this is different from UPDC ROEIT PLC and Vitafoam Nigerian PLC. Number 16, you have PAC Registrars Limited. They represent International Energy Insurance PLC and Secure Electronic Technology PLC, NSL Tech. Number 17 is Pace Registrars Limited. They manage the following companies: Academic Press PLC, Japor Gold and Ventures PLC, Sterling Financial Holding Company PLC, and Sterling Financial Services Real Estate Investment Trust. Number 18 is Unity Registrars Limited. They manage Veritas Capital Assurance PLC and Unity Bank PLC, which is currently undergoing a merger and acquisition with Providus Bank. So they are currently suspended. Number 19 is Veritas Registrars Limited. Veritas Registrar is another difficult registrar to deal with when it comes to processing of dividend payment, just like First Registrars. They manage 4 companies. That is the most painful part. Not that they have so many companies that they are managing, just 4 companies. However, they make it so difficult for investors when it comes to processing of dividend. Anyways, they manage just 4 companies: Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC, May and Baker Nigerian PLC, Guinness Nigerian PLC, and Zenith Bank PLC. We've come to the end of the registrars and the companies they manage. Before we conclude, companies that are listed on the stock exchange are allowed to switch registrars. Last year, September, Ella Lake switched from Cardinal Stone registrars to Cordros registrars. Then another thing you need to understand is that why these 19 registrars, they manage all companies currently listed on the NGX. There are other registrars in Nigeria that are licensed by the Security and Exchange Commission but manage non-listed companies. In fact, these 19 registrars that we just talked about, they also manage non-listed companies in Nigeria. This episode has been carefully curated to focus only on NGX-listed firms. Final words, I know this has been a long but necessary deep dive, one that will hopefully save you time and frustration the next time you need to track your dividends or update your records. So here are my key takeaways. Know your registrars, complete your e-dividend mandate, or use the SEC portal if you need to do that. Dematerialize your old share certificate if you have one. Always follow up on your dividend payment. And most importantly, remember, investing doesn't end when you buy shares. It continues with knowing where your money is, who manages your records, and how to get your returns on time. If you found this episode helpful, share it with your fellow investors. Subscribe to the Nigerian Investor Podcast. Follow us on X, otherwise known as Twitter, at CNI Podcaster. Also follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. Till next time, stay consistent, stay curious, and stay invested. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to another episode of the favorite podcast that brings insight to the Nigerian stock market. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. To get more episodes like this, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, as well as on our website. All this information is available in the show note below this episode. Until we bring you another episode your way next week. Bye for now. TNI Podcast is executive produced by Mudi. This episode was edited by Rona at Rock Quarry Village Studio.